Mark Stroud, head coach at Calvary Day School. We have with us today Troy Ford right here. Troy is at least a 3-year starter, maybe a 4-year starter for us. He plays on both sides of the ball. We've moved him to Mike linebacker this year. He's been a defensive lineman, edge guy for us. He's played some outside linebacker. He's at Mike this year. And played some tight end, some H-back stuff for us on offense. Just a phenomenal player. He's been committed to UCF, and he's just a guy that has a tremendous motor. Just what you're looking for in a player, just all out, every play. He's the kind of guy. He didn't go to a combine to get an offer. He gets an offer from this film because he's just that kind of motor, that kind of player. So we're thankful to have him. And Jalin Scott right here beside him plays center for us. Been an offensive lineman, 3 or 4 year starter as well, and just one of the better offensive linemen I've ever been associated with. And the defense is constantly trying to get him over there, but you know how important the center is. We're trying to hold him back a little bit, but he'll probably play on both sides of the ball for us this coming year. But he is just a force as an offensive lineman. So we're thankful to have these two guys. They're here sitting here today because they represent all the things we're looking for in a player. They practice hard. Their teammates love them. They're great leaders, and they play the game really, really hard too. They're all-out effort guys, and that's what to me makes a football player. And that's just thankful to have these two guys. They're special.
The media, you're on.
Coach, you guys, we talked about this in practice earlier, but you got so many great players with offers. How do you deal with that as a coach, with all the recruiting, being under the recruiting spotlight for that, and trying to keep the kids focused, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a challenge to some degree, just because it can be very distracting for the kids. Just getting so much, recruiters find a way to talk to the kids, and just keeping them kind of not letting that overwhelm them, I think is really important. I think most of our guys have handled it pretty well. But I think the challenge for us is we just got to be completely focused on team goals. I mean, what team stats, team goals. I mean, we say over and over again, it doesn't really matter, who gets the credit as long as the job gets done. That's kind of our mantra. And for me, once we get started, I mean, I don't look at Troy as a UCF guy. You look at him as a Calvary Day guy, and so I just don't think that way about our kids. And we're just going to try to be as good as we can, and keep the distractions down. But I think the key is everyone just being unselfish and not worrying about who scores the touchdown, who makes all the tackles. But as long as the team is functioning well and is healthy, I mean, I think that's our responsibility as a staff, and our players' responsibility as well, is just keeping the team as being the priority all the time.
You lost a big part of the offense with Donovan Johnson moving on to IMG. I think he ran for like 1,300 yards last year. How is the running back position looking in camp so far?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, Don's Don's a really good player and good kid, and you never want to lose a guy no matter who he is, but we're hope he does well. But sometimes when something like that happens, it just opens up a door for other guys and that might not have gotten an opportunity. So we had 3 guys that touched the ball quite a bit last night. AJ Butts is a guy that played right behind him last year. He's a really tough physical kid and runs the ball really hard. Trevor Strobridge is a guy that might not have an opportunity, but Trevor may be one of our best athletes on our team, and can fly. He can go. So he's a guy that that door closing with Don has opened the door for him. And we had a couple other guys that can run. Tillman kid, and Scooter Cherry is also a young guy that's going to give us some reps back there as well. So we feel good about it. Really do.
One guy I didn't have a chance to ask about the other day is Michael Smith. He seems to have had a pretty big summer, came on strong for you guys, particularly toward the end of last year. What have you seen from him that he liked? And this question is for the defensive players too, because I know you guys go against him in practice every day. What do you guys see from him?
Yeah, I'll open that. Mike is just, he's going to be a junior this year. Last year, he just kind of started becoming what we thought he could become. And he's big. He's got great hands, great ball skills. He runs really well. He's a good blocker. He does all those things. He's I hope he remains this way. He has a good sense of humility about him. He's not too full of himself, which is really good because he's got a lot of things going on collegiately. So he's a force, and he's a guy that could walk over and play defense and be as good on defense, and he might get some of that this year. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, especially playing on defense. Like when we play against each other, he makes me better every rep, and we make sure we go as hard as we can because you don't know what tomorrow's not promised. So we both especially both of us playing tight end, we go against each other, try to make the most of it.
With you guys moving up to Class 3A this year, you're going to be playing a lot of teams with bigger rosters than you guys have. How do you adjust to that? Is it conditioning? Are you going to have more two-way players? Is there anything you do differently to sort of prepare for that in reality?
Well, strange enough, it's the biggest squad we've ever had since I've been there. We're bordering around 80 kids, and we've just never had that many kids before. But I think it's critical for us is just being in great shape. I mean, we're going to run a lot and just try to be very fit going to that first game, especially. You always want to try to be a little more fitter than the team you play. You hope a little bit better shape because, like you're saying, we're going to be in a situation we're playing, people that across the board have a pretty deep roster, and they'll have some really good players. And I just think the whole city of Savannah and the surrounding area, there's just some really good coaches here across the board. I mean, when we first got here 14 years ago, the transformation from then to now, to me, with guys in the city that are coaching teams in the city and surrounding, the FMs, the Liberties, and all the whole area, the coaching's just gotten tremendously better. And they're doing a great job of keeping their kids in house and coaching them up really well. So it's going to be more than people believe it might be. It's going to be a tough grind. It really is.
Trey, talk about your recruiting in UCF. Tell us what it was like now in the world of social media. I mean, did you get a lot of visits or a lot of social interaction? How was it?
Yes, sir. Getting recruited was pretty stressful sometimes. Always trying to go to certain places, trying to make it count. Especially with social media, you gotta try to put your name out there as much as you can to, get all the attention. Once I committed, all that really settled down. I was able to focus really on my senior year, and I'm able to focus on that. And there's not really much stress about knowing where to go, all these games. So it's a lot easier now.
Mr. Scott, you're not going to get away easy. I played center, and that was my number in high school also. But that's back in the day. Okay, that's when we wore leather helmets, right, Coach?
Yes, no doubt.
So, for one, I'm talking to my son, of course. Russell is the offense coordinator, and he told me there's only one senior on the offense that started last night. That was you. You being the only senior and the center, which you don't get the ball back to the quarterback, it's not going to happen. Tell us what it's like for you being the senior leader on that offense.
It's a great experience because these guys, my young guys, I gotta train them, keep them well, teach them all the ups, the good things about the offensive line, teach them the technique and all the footwork that goes into it. Make them to dogs. So it's a great thing.
All right, Coach, you got 1 minute. Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, just speaking on Jalin real quick. He has just been a tremendous leader for us this year from day one. He's rallied the troops. Both these guys have, and but Jalen's really doing a good job trying to bring those young off. We got a lot of young offensive linemen. He's trying to bring those guys along and help those guys improve every day. He does it in a manner that's really, it's really good. He's not barking all the time with those guys. He's really trying to encourage those guys, but pushing them to the edge, trying to get them better. So he's been a great leader for us. Jalin, if Jalin was about 3 inches taller, he would have every offer in America, I think. He's just. Yeah, and he's going to end up landing somewhere. He's got a few offers going on, but he's going to land somewhere and be an All-American somewhere. He's going to surprise a lot of folks. So we're excited about the season. We have a really good staff. We're excited about our staff. Guys do a great job, and most of them I just need to kind of stay out of the way. So it's going to be a good year.
All right, let's give it up for the Calvary Day School Cavaliers.